show who you are. Good riddance. Is your kid in bid the forbidden? As it was written, you overbidding. With the heathens, karma is a bitch, so how you living? Pray for my enemies, unforgiving. Cast the pearls on hog moms and chitlin. If it's too hot, get your ass out the kitchen. Finger licking good looking. Stewing in the stew, I'm cooking. You psyched out, paranoid and shookin'. Shook the table, babes, I'm booking. Get prepared for this ass whooping. Listen to the words being spoken. You were talking, I'm awake and woken. While I'm spitting this, got your spit, got choking. Era up, a glance in my world, eyes shut open. Parallel in my mind, I'm chosen. Reverse the time, heart frozen. Antarctica, cold as ice. Casted locks, rolling dice. Mean as nails, I'm nothing nice. They persecuted me like they rejected Christ. All right. You got Mika Wash up in the building tonight. I'm here right now. I'm waiting for everybody to climb on in. Give you guys an opportunity to climb on in. I'm still waiting for some panelists to come chime in. But tonight we're going to be discussing relationship manipulation, such as love bombing and various other manipulation tactics. Let me see, because we was having some technical difficulties. Let me see. This is welcome to Lachey.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to mute. T. Lachey.
Yes, ma'am.
How you doing tonight?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. We still have that echo. If you can turn down the volume of it, it might help. I don't know why. It's okay. So we have T. Lachey. I'm gonna just take you off the podcast. I mean, off the cast for a minute because of the echo, and then we'll go into it. But I do want to talk about love bombing. I'm trying to see where the panel is at right now. But let me at least guys show you the definition of what we're going to be talking about, so you guys understand, because not everybody is familiar with the term love bombing. So I do want to discuss this. And so let me just show you guys what it is that we'll be talking about. Give me 1 second. Okay, so love bombing. Can you guys see this? I'm gonna make it bigger. Love bombing is a type of emotional abuse where someone uses grand gestures to manipulate another person. A love bomber may bomb you with gifts, compliments, and affection, but these actions are not done out of kindness. Okay. I hope everybody can see that. T. Lachey, have you ever been love bombed before?
Not, I think I have, but not to my knowledge, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I know what it is. So I wouldn't say it wasn't so much out of the kindness, but they wanted to do it, but for a different reason. And it's kind of a difference when you don't do something just to expect something versus when I'm nice enough or I'm kind enough to do this for you, but I'm still going to want something later in return versus I'm just going to do this just so I can get back what I want or need or to make me look good.
Right. Let me just I'm gonna just mute you periodically when other people start talking. But so it's not done out of kindness, right? It is done for self-interest or something that they're trying to get out of you, right? They're doing it. Let's go deeper into it. Let me look what and see what this is saying, right? So it says that These actions are not done out of kindness. Instead, love bombing is used to make a friend, partner, or loved one dependent on them so they can control the relationship, right? It's all about control, manipulation, and things of that nature. And so we do want to be able to identify these type of tactics when entering relationship. And I feel like that majority of the time it happens in the beginning of the relationship. What do you think about that, T. Lachey?
Most definitely. It does happen more so in the beginning than when it comes to issue of maybe him or her walking away and now they want to do something to get them back. But yes, more so in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's press pause. So anyway, so let me move forward on that because that's just one thing, and I do want to show different types of manipulation tactic. So let me just because you have also gaslighting. So we will be discussing that. And gaslighting is a person. Let me just share the screens to this because it's a bunch of relationship manipulation. And why I decided to do this because I was like, I heard the term and it's a new term to me. And I'm like, I feel like I've been love bombed a gang of times because like we get into this especially women, and I'm not shading women or anything, but I'm a woman, so I just know like well we always stay in these relationships, right? Thinking we gonna get that person from the beginning, but that person never shows back up, and we stay stuck in the ideology of that whimsical moment that we had at the beginning when everything was so beautiful and lovely, but it made us like it's like we stuck in a dream. You know what I'm saying? So then we have to make the question: how do we get unstuck out of those dreams, and how do we stop chasing the dream? You get what I'm saying? T. Lachey, unmute your mic.
Yes, ma'am. And it's more so of the person. That happens a lot depending on your mindset, what it is that you want from someone, because we are honestly the only people who control our lives. And I know more times than not, we do want to tend to say, this person did this to me, but is it really their fault that we didn't have the wherewithal to know the difference? Um, I understand actions can be manipulated, even though people tend to believe actions speak louder than words. Actions can also be manipulated. There are things that we are supposed to know and to look for, and if given time, we will find those things out. I think it happens too most times because things move too quickly. So therefore, it looked like gold, maybe it is, but instead of waiting to see if that gold is fake and it fades, we just jump right in at the glistening, and then we find out it fades.
Mm-hmm. Right. Um, let's go forward into the next manipulation tactic, um, which is called gaslighting. And I'm just doing this for awareness purposes, right? A person who is gaslighting you may lie to you, blame you for things, and minimize what you're feeling. An example of manipulation. Well, let me see. They're going to go into an example. Let me see. There are different ways to manipulate someone into thinking they're mad. These include denying facts and minimizing events. Let me just click on this one and see what they say. So these are the different signs of manipulations in a relationship. But I don't want to go into all that right now because I'm doing that as well, but I'm doing one at a time. So let me go back because I want to talk about gaslighting. And that's when a person, and I'm just paraphrasing my own, it's when a person basically is making you believe something happened that really didn't happen. How can I help you? My daughter just walked in. T. Lachey, what do you think about that? Have you ever been gaslit before, and how do you feel about that?
Most definitely. It's basically more so of you know what a person did, but they make you seem crazy more so. You didn't see that. That's not what you heard. I didn't say that. I swear, and on this and on that, when you clearly know that they did. Or you did something, but not to an extent, and they blow it all out of proportion to overemphasize, make you feel bad, things like that. So, yes, I've had that happen to me many a times.
Right now, I think my daughter trying to gaslight me on everything.
No, you gaslighting me.
She trying to gaslight me, y'all, right now. What's going on? She trying to make me believe something happened that didn't happen.
What is she talking
about? What happened right now? That's my daughter. Like, I asked her to go to the store for me, and so I give her $7, and it's still not enough. How much should you give somebody to go to the store for you? I'm just asking. T. Lachey, how much?
I guess it just depends on where the store is.
It's not even. It's like not even a whole full block. Like, it's just a few minutes away from home, and she was on her way home. Like, that's crazy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say that was enough.
But she's money hungry anyways. So okay, we got gaslighting. I want to play some videos, but not right now. Let me go through some of these terms before we really get deep into this thing. So we got love bombing, gaslighting, which has been overly talked about, and then as you can see, there's some here. I'm finna just show all of them on the screen here. You got gaslighting, love bombing, exploiting insecurities, right? And this one, it says, exploiting insecurities. If a partner knows that you are insecure about a particular aspect of yourself, they might highlight this to you, encourage to do or not do something, right? Okay. And so then, and then you have isolation. Isolation is he refuses to acknowledge that. Let me get a definition. This is when a person manipulates, may start to isolate you from friends and family. They might try to convince you that you're not loved, or your loved ones, don't love you. They try to limit your access to your inner circle or your community, lying and omitting parts of the truth, or making up false information. Right? All of this stuff is related. And this is really emotional abuse, and then we have implicit threats, lying, blackmail, or whatnot. Now, last night I was talking about this with my friends, and so is there a difference between someone taking your kindness for weakness versus someone insulting your intelligence? What do you think about that, T. Lachey?
I think because I'm on the other side of this, being that I was that person who always thought someone took my kindness for weakness. If it wasn't a one and done, from just experience of many, the kindness is actually weakness, and we just don't know it. And the reason I say that is this: if you do something once and a person takes advantage, it basically goes to the saying, do me once, shame on you, do me twice, shame on me. So at that point, that's why I said if it's more than once, a person cannot mistake your kindness for weakness. It actually is, and you may not think so. Not due to, I don't want to start on that note, but within the book that I am writing, it is about the signs of brokenness, which many people can see it in other people, and most broken people can see someone else's problem but not see their own. They would justify theirs but call someone out on their own. He hits her, she gets talked about, but yet your man is emotionally abusing you, but you'll justify it, or vice versa. So for me, I had someone say that very thing to me, and because I knew the situation, I had to explain it to them that it is weakness. We control us. You can either walk on me or you can't, and if I let you, that's what I'm allowing you to do. Um, just because they have the right to do doesn't mean that they should. But who's really at fault if you let someone use you? You are.
I have to mute your mic when I talk so to prevent the feedback. But right. So we do have to take accountability for allowing people to get away with things, especially if we notice it or whatnot, or if there's a lot of things that's happening in a relationship that we're not happy with, and we keep allowing it to happen, and we stay in the relationship, then we allow the toxicity to happen to us. However, right, I'm starting to see like a pattern with that because there's a lot of toxic people and a lot of toxic relationships, and a lot of people are quick to run and leave a relationship. So then how can a person uh be in a toxic relationship and turn it around? Like I mean, because like right now there's not very longevity relationships. Like these relationships are coming and going because now we're in a stage where we're saying, okay, it's my fault if I stay, so I gotta go. So everybody is always running and leaving. What do you think can be done to change that dynamic, Tila?
Um, I would first say that anyone before getting into a relationship should know who they are and what they want. I firmly, like I said, stated once before, we are who we are attached to. We will attract people, but we're only who we are attached to. And it takes some true honesty for people to understand what that really is. So if you're with a toxic man, there's something in you that is toxic. And when I say toxic, that word makes it sound sickly, deathly ill. No, there's something about you that is not in a correct place. So you'll only be attached to someone who's not in a correct place as well. So I say, know who you are, know what you want, have the attitude that you need, know how to be in a relationship, because that's also a misjudgment. A lot of people think there's certain things going into a relationship that matter when they aren't the makeup to a relationship.
I'm sorry. I need you to reiterate that. You said. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me mute you. So I won't be no back feedback. You said something like that they're the maker. What did you say, Tila Shay?
No, I said some people go into a relationship with thinking a certain set of things will make up that relationship, but they're not using what actually makes up a relationship. Some people go in thinking he's supposed to do this or she's supposed to do that. No one is actually supposed to do anything. Everything is earned. If you We say respect is earned and not given. Well, if you have the attitude that you should have, it will earn you the same type of attitude. If you Everything that you do in the right way will be given to you the same way. But a lot of people think that it doesn't work that way, because I think of that makeup when we first meet people. You stated once before how I think we all kind of put on our good person, so to speak. But it's a difference with putting on your good person, but being who you are. Just knowing how to have your mannerisms and your behaviors in order versus putting on a show of who you are not. And then later on, think it's still supposed to work in that same dynamic when one, if not both people, were fooled.
Okay, so now I'm just gonna share a video. This is, I think she's a therapist, and her name is Sabrina Zohar. She's on TikTok, and this is for educational purposes only. And I'm just gonna share this tab here real quick.
How you can avoid being love bombed. So, what is love bombing? Love bombing is a manipulation tactic that is used, whether it's a narcissist or anybody else, where they give you an inorganic amount of attention, admiration, and affection to win you over. By doing this, they become the center of your universe. So the first step is called idealization. So the love bomber is going to do everything they possibly can to become the center of your universe, showering you with gifts. You're the most amazing person I've ever met. Let's go on a trip. I want to be with you. I want to be in a relationship with you after one date. The pinch doesn't match the ouch. The amount of attention, admiration, and affection they're giving you doesn't match the amount of time that they've known you. They'll say you're my soulmate, or they want to rush and expedite the stages of a relationship. They're texting you and calling you nonstop. You're just the love of their life. Everything is happening so quickly. And for somebody with low self-esteem that's been just wanting this, they'll look at this as like, oh my God, finally somebody sees me for who I am, without understanding that that takes time for that to happen. And love bombers can seem so genuine that oftentimes it's hard to see the manipulation. Then the second step is devaluation. Once the love bomber has you, once they know that that your boundaries are down and that you trust them and that you love them, this is when the manipulation starts. And this is also when you start to see their true colors. This could be passive aggressive. This could be criticism. They're putting you down. They start to make snide comments. The behavior starts to change. All of a sudden, they're not as charming and incredible as they were to begin with. Now they're nitpicking. And it's so confusing because it's such a jarring difference from the person that they were, that the recipient of it is wildly confused and doesn't understand what's going on and is constantly questioning themselves. Essentially, they want to control the other person, and that's exactly why they're doing this, is so that they can end up saying whatever the fuck they want, and that's where the abuse can start to begin, because you trust and love this person because you think that they trust and that you can, but at the end of the day, you barely really know this person. And the last third step could be discard, whether it's somebody that maybe starts to set boundaries with this person or calls them out and they start to realize it. Or if the person that was love bombing realizes they have no use for this person anymore and they want to move on to somebody else, they'll drop them like a bad habit, because again, they were never after you. They were after the feeling that they got, the chase, this high. They were after what it made them feel, not how they felt with you or about you. And ways to avoid being love bombed: set boundaries. It's super fucking important to set boundaries. Trust your gut. If somebody is saying something to you after one date, they want you to meet their family, or they want you to become their girlfriend, or they want exclusivity, something feels off, say it. Hey, this feels a little rushed to me. I barely know you. I'd like to go a little slower and get to know each other authentically. By going slow, taking your time, setting boundaries, and trusting your gut, you'll at the very least be able to see if they're full of shit. If someone's going to show up consistently over time, great, then you can start to trust them a little bit more. But like my mama has always said, when they come in hot and they give you a toothache because they're being too sweet, that is something to look out for. Here are the
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, Tila Shay, any thoughts on that video?
Actually, I would say she's correct to the nature of how she explained it. But there are some people, they're all of the same brokenness. But some people in their brokenness really do latch onto people quickly, and they have no intent to love bomb. They have no intent to gaslight. It's just that they are so desperate for love that they can genuinely like someone, like their characteristics. They don't know them per se within that first day or week, maybe not, but they like so far what they have seen, what they have heard. And because it could be what they were always wanting, they will latch onto that and not have that disposition of gaslighting or love bombing. They're just desperate for love. So it's still something to look out for, but not so much accurate with that. But it is true. But I'm just saying it's not always that. Because you can actually know someone for a long time and they gaslight you.
It's so I'm about to present gaslighting as well. Um uh Gaslighting is like probably to me would be the foundation of these manipulation tactics that they use, right? So it's very important to understand gaslight, and you don't even have to be in an intimate relationship to get gaslit. You know, people will tell you you don't remember this or you must be forgot, and you know for a fact that you remember, but then they make you question your very livelihood. You feel me? So let me pull up this one. Okay, so I'm gonna share this one about the gaslighting so that people can understand. And I'm doing this for my people so we can stop this toxicity in our relationships and we get to loving each other and we get into bond with one another and we get to recognize when we being played and manipulated, right? And how to deal with these things because everybody wants to be loved, right? And we can't necessarily uh get love the way that we love. We can only get love the way that another person's loves, right? The way that they were taught how to love, right? However, they may have been uh, uh, dealt these cards or whatnot, and then they think that's a way of loving, and it becomes toxic. But let's just go with the gaslighting tactics. Okay, let me play this.
You are so dramatic. You overreact to everything. Are you serious? You sound crazy right now. Okay, well, regardless of how you see it, this is my experience and these are my feelings. Oh, I'm sorry. So you're perfect. Well, if you're going to bring that up, then let's talk about how you basically did the same thing to me last year. Well, I only did that because of what you did to me first. So actually, this whole thing is your fault. You know what? I'd like to stick to the original issue that we were talking about. If you'd like, we can set some time aside later to talk about some of the things that have happened in the past. You are seriously delusional. You are imagining things. Oh, please get real. I never would have done that. How can you be this bad at remembering things? Okay, so if you're going to deny what happened, then it's probably best that we just end this conversation right now. It's always something with you. You are so dramatic. You overreact to everything.
Okay, so we get that already. So basically, they'll start invalidating your feelings, being dismissive, telling you you're crazy, telling you don't remember, telling you that that's not how it happened, when you know that's how it happened. And to me, that's also considered insulting one's intelligence, right? Let me just see, because there was another one that I wanted to show as well. But let me stop this right now. Tila Shane, let me get your input on that particular video.
I would say that's pretty accurate, but I mean, love is only one thing. I do understand some people were raised in different ways, but it does not change what love really is. And so it's either settle for it or, I feel like eventually we'll find the love that is for us, but not everybody wants the love that is actually real love.
Hmm. Hey, welcome to the panel, Classic Craig.
Hey, what's up? How we doing today?
Okay, we got C in the building. Welcome to the platform, C.
Hello.
Hey,
So just to bring you up to speed, we went over love bombing and gaslighting. Did you guys get a chance to look at the beginning? I know
yeah.
you guys was busy.
No. We always get a chance to look at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to ask y'all this, right? When it comes down to love bombing, right? Certain signs. One of the signs of love bombing they said was like just extreme and total over the top acts of romanticism. I mean, not romanticism, romance. There we go. You know, and they said that when it come down to it, right, people do love bombing for, I don't know, malicious and somewhat of a ill.
Control.
Yeah, and it is, and it leads ultimately to control, right? But here's the thing, right? When it comes down to individuals who've been through love bombing before and stuff like that, who been through that form of narcissistic attack, right? Because that's what it is by an individual. How do they heal and go deal with another individual who are trying to be legit and honest with them? How do they not confuse that with love bombing?
See, what do you think of that question?
I think that's gonna be a hard answer because when somebody get love bombed, you automatically put your defense up. So no matter what nobody say, no matter what nobody do, it's like, I don't know. I guess you gotta just trust your gut.
Well, the woman was saying in the video earlier to set boundaries. You know, when you get love bombed or whatever, you still have to walk in your own light and your own right. So I feel like
Right.
if you're getting love bombed, you still have to walk at your own pace. You can't allow this person to trick you into something. You have to wait and see if they're going to be consistent before making that final decision that this is the person you want to be with, right?
But isn't that what love bombing is? When they being consistent, it's like they luring you.
They're not being consistent. I don't know if you've seen the earlier video, but the lady was saying that it happens like in the early stages, like after 1 date or 2 dates. It's really early, and then after that, then they go to the gaslighting stage. And so first they love bomb you, they buy you all these gifts, they treat you well, they romance you, they sweep you off your feet.
After I don't even know if I could trust somebody buying me gifts after 1 or 2 dates, and they don't even know me.
Well, see, that kind of goes back to when we had that other show about relationship. I think it was relationship etiquette. I can't remember which one, but when Katie was on there, and she said she feel a type of way when a man buys her flowers on the first date. You know what I'm saying? She don't like it, and so that could be also love bombing. You get it?
Well, I'm not saying that. I think that's like traditional for a man to bring flowers, but just giving me a gift out of nowhere, you don't know me. This is our first and second date. I don't know. I would feel like you love bomb me right off top.
But is there such thing as female love bombing? Because like
this goes both ways.
Oh yeah, we do it too.
This ain't no gender specific type of thing.
Well, let me ask y'all ladies this: have y'all love bombed?
Wait, because Tila Shay didn't get a chance to answer your first question. Can she answer that one?
Go ahead, Miss Tila.
Thank you. Honestly, the answer is you can't. And this is the reason why. Honestly, how can I say this in a way that it simplifies it without going too long? Okay, so if you're a guy who doesn't want to hang out with other guys who steal, who call women out of their name, who do all of this, these are things that they're going to show you soon enough for you not to deal with them. When women do not know what to look for, or they have a set mind of only seeing what they want to see, this is still where it is man or woman. I'm going to say that because it does go both ways. So when a man goes into a date or in meeting a woman with one set mind, he's not going to see the flags. When a woman has a one-track mind at what she sees, she's not going to see the flags. But if you allow yourself to be in a relationship with someone who love bombs you and gaslights you, you will eventually go to another relationship with that on you, but you also find another one because it's something in you that allowed it to begin with that you stayed with. That's where we have to do work in us, because a lot of people can see things right off. You ever see a person and you just say, it's something about them. I don't know what it is, but no. That comes from experience, and it comes from paying attention and knowledge. Some people will see it and be like, nah, that's all right. It's little, and so this is how you'll continue. And that's why if you've ever known any woman or man that have went from one toxic to another, because we take us everywhere we go. And we will continue to carry the toxic right along with us.
Okay,
I agree 100%, T. Lachey. Craig, what was your next question?
My question is, have any of y'all ladies love bombed a man? I know me did.
What? Why you put that on me? Wait a minute, hold on. What? I did.
Can I ask something? Have you ever been love bombed? Like, how did that feel being a man? Like, he's funny, but
I mean, I do be putting it on them. I be putting it on them. But I don't think I be love bombing.
She's a terrorist. She admitted she's a love terrorist. But no, like I've been love bombed by a woman before. It was like I say this: women are the ultimate stalkers. They're the greatest stalkers on the planet. They could hunt you down. They would make your life miserable, and they will let you know that they was there. They'll move stuff in a way to where if you walk in the house from experience, you walk in the house and your stuff is rearranged and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It'll scare the hell out of you. You know what I'm saying? You know, but my thing is with T. Lachey, right? How she stated it with individuals, we take us everywhere we go. I looked at a person who she felt like I was just I don't know. She felt like I was somewhat of a horrible person deep down. You know what I'm saying? And she was wrong, but you know, sometimes I like playing off of people's paranoia. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, she judged me. She didn't necessarily talk with me. She listened to what other people said about me. And not only that, right? She basically just, in a lot of ways, just came up with conclusions about me, right? Long story short, at the end of the day, right? I went out with a friend, and her friend was saying all this wonderful stuff about me, and she was just so wrong, right? Come to find out, the girl who was stating all this crazy stuff about me basically had a relationship where she had a guy who was so obsessed with her. He was, you know, cutting himself for her, having little mariachi bands play in front of her damn little house and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Cleaning her car and all that stuff. You know, ordering stuff. You know, giving her. Yeah, he was going like real crazy, and she was like real bugged out. And I guess she had some type of PTSD behind it. Thought that all guys who take care of themselves, do these things and all that stuff like that is too good to be true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes it is. If a person get to cutting themselves and threatening to kill themselves and doing all that, I'm out the door.
It was kind of bad because I made fun of him a little bit. I looked at him one time and he looked all sad because she wouldn't talk to him. I said, God damn, he gonna kill himself. He said, I know. I wish he would do it too. Girl, you wish he would do it? Yeah, he didn't kill himself, but he was that, like, he'll lose any fight, but if it was a fight for her, he'll mysteriously win. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude was that crazy. It's like he get 10 times stronger when he come down for her.
Well, so to add on to that, that is another term within the relationship manipulation called implicit threats. Let me just show that so people can understand the meaning of that one. Let me see. That's implicit threats, right? Using threats or coercion anytime someone uses threats to force or convince you to do something. It's considered emotional manipulation. Right. So this is implicit threats, right? It could be threats of separation, threats of killing themselves, just any type of threat. You know what I mean? To manipulate. And that, girl, you remember I was going through that. I was being like coerced into a relationship. My last relationship. Oh my God, the man would threaten me. Threaten my life, threaten my children's life, just so I could mess with them, you know? And I was just like, this is so unnecessary. He never done it. He didn't really do anything, but he used to scare the hell out of me. Right? And his manipulation tactics definitely work. I was like, I would say things like, well, if you come over here, because he would like try to bogart his way to my house and stuff. And I'll be like, if you come over here, I'm calling the police. And then he'll say stuff like, well, shoot, you'll be dead before they come.
Yeah.
So I would have to like try to like, okay, well, I don't want any kind of trouble coming to my household because I have children. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what can I do? Because, you know, I don't want to get my family involved because they have lives to live, you know, and I even got a restraining order on the guy. That didn't work either.
Nothing worked.
He didn't give a damn.
He got tired.
Yeah, until he got tired of playing them games, like, man. But and I'm glad and I'm grateful that he has grown since then. But still, like, that was the most scariest time of me and C life, because C's my road dog, so she had to deal with everything I had to deal with. You remember C?
Yeah, scaring the dog shit out of us all the time. But then after he did it so many times, I'm like, he ain't coming to do nothing. You know, if somebody threatened you that many times, I know they say never underestimate nobody, but it came to a point where he said, I'll be like, yeah, okay.
Right. It was crazy. Like I never experienced nothing like that before in my life until that day. So that's what you would call implicit threats. We went over isolation, and then but I just want y'all to see, because this thing goes deep, you know what I'm saying? I know this one. When somebody is comparing you to an ex or something, when you get compared to an ex or get compared to somebody else's relationship, man, we all do that. I've seen a lot of people do that before. You know, like, oh, you know, so at this point, right? Because a lot of these things on here, we probably do as people, and we don't even realize we doing it.
Right.
Well, do you think that a person at the end of the day doesn't care that they're doing it? And
I don't think I think subconsciously they're not aware that they're doing it.
I mean,
Some people.
I'm talking about the people that are aware, that control themselves. Do you
No,
feel
he does it on purpose.
Yeah, do you feel like, because I got compared to it was a girl that I still have feelings for a little bit, but I haven't spoke with her in a while. He compared me to a couple of her exes, right? Not only do I look at that, but the trauma that went around with it. You see what I'm saying? The trauma that went with her, of what happened with her, and how things just at the end of the day just never worked out with her. So she automatically took a lot of that baggage and put it on with me. I couldn't even really be her friend. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even touch her yet. But the thing is, it just shows me at the end of the day, right, how certain individuals, I don't know, maybe they live in that trauma. You know what I'm saying, Mika? But what you think about that, though?
I think I think that I'm trying to change the layout. It ain't letting me. I think that let me stop sharing the screen. I think that when a person does that, they was raised that way. Their mom might have been that way, their father or whatever, and they just think that that's a way of life. And why I say that, because I was in a relationship. I was married to a man who was a scammer. He liked to scam. He was a habitual liar. He did all those things, right? And so then, me and his mom became close or whatever, and she was the exact same way. And I'm like, these are traits that he learned. It's a learned behavior, and because if it's a survival, first of all, it's a survival tactic. They're trying to survive and thrive, right? But they don't. A lot of people, they go through a time where they experience some type of trauma, and they're afraid, right? They're afraid of somebody leaving them. They're afraid of being used and abused. They're afraid of their heart being broken. So they do it as a defense mechanism. So before she gets me, I'm going to get her. Or before he gets me, I'm going to get him. Instead of just trusting their process, being emotionally mature, being emotionally aware, and being compassionate and understanding, right? So when people do this purposely, it's very malicious, yes, but it's because they're trying to survive. And I don't think they give a fuck as long as they survive and they thrive. No, they don't.
So you got a little. You're telling us you got a little hustler and scammer in you?
No, I'm a hustler, but I'm not a scammer. I'm saying I was married to a scammer.
But they say you attract what you are.
What?
No, not necessarily.
Could you scam somebody if you wanted to?
I would never do that. I would never
He
scam
said if
nobody.
you
I don't
wanted
have to
to.
scam nobody. Now these white folks in this corporate America, maybe I'll scam that.
Oh, so you got a little scammer in you, like I said. You know,
But see me, I do everything by the book, right?
right,
And I'm the type of person that research and I read and I find loopholes in the law. So I know how to find the loopholes, right?
right.
So that's what I do. But everything I do is legal.
I
I don't do any type of illegal activity, but I know how to get some stuff cracking legally. It may seem scammerish, but it's like you just find the loophole and you find out what you can and cannot do, and you go by that. I'm a big believer whenever I enter into any type of program or anything like that, that I read the bylaws, the code of conduct, the guidelines, and everything like that. Okay, let me welcome to the stage, Yaya.
Hey.
How you doing, y'all?
Good. What's up, y'all?
Thanks for joining us this evening.
Hey, girl.
When we're
What's
talking,
going on? What did I miss?
well, we're talking about love bombing. We're talking about gaslighting,
I
and
want to
then
hear what y'all think about love bombing.
let me just go over that definition of love bombing real quick, okay? So you can
Okay.
understand. So, love bombing is a type of emotional abuse where someone uses grand gestures to manipulate another person. A love bomber may bomb you with gifts, compliments, and affection, but these actions are not done out of kindness. Instead, love bombing is used to make a friend, partner, or loved one dependent on them so they can control their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you think about that? Have you ever been love bombed?
Yes, I have. Probably not bomb too hard, just a little bomb.
A little bomb.
Just a little bomb. Yeah, I mean, I've had people, when people are doing shit for you, just, but they have an ulterior motive. They
Mhm.
might buy you, do anything for you, but it's all to get what they trying to get from you. And like you said, to control the situation. I feel like it's bad, but people do it all the time, and
Mm,
people fall for it. But I don't. So, oh no.
mm. Um, yeah, I have fallen for it before,
Yeah, I
and
have.
I, like I was saying earlier, I had got caught up in that whimsical moment where it was just all blurry and it was sunshines, rainbows, Lucky Charms everywhere, and I was just living in this one aspect of the relationship, and I just always kept wanting that part back, and it never
Part.
came back.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but then too, there's a cycle of abuse, right? And I'm finna pull that up also. But Craig has some questions. I don't know where he went, but what did he ask me earlier?
He asked, what did he ask you?
Oh, he said, "Is there a way to prevent love bombing? Do you think there's a way to prevent love bombing?"
I think about the only way you can prevent love bombing is keeping your eyes open and like paying attention to what's genuine and getting to know a person before you just fall for any little thing that they give you or say to you. I think a lot of
Right.
guys in jail do love bomb a lot.
Yes, they do.
A
Yeah.
lot, a lot of guys in
Because
jail.
a lot of guys in jail, they know exactly what to say or how to make you feel. A lot of them like to talk about, they know exactly what to say and how to make you feel in order to get you to do what they need you to do for them.
Hmm.
Those are the ones that been in jail for. I'm not saying all of them, but the ones that been in there, studying up on how to manipulate some things.
Okay. And we also went over gaslighting. That's when people let me go over the definition of gaslighting real quick so we can get that, because I never did look up the definition. I just was going off of, so it's a type. Oh God. Oh, so if someone uses psychological methods to into questioning their own sanity or powers of reasoning, right? Gaslighting, also called coercive control, historically referred to extreme psychological manipulation to commit an individual to a psychiatric institution or cause mental. I don't know about that one. Brainwash. That's deep. I didn't know it go that deep. Wait a minute. Let me show y'all this. Hold on.
Okay.
I didn't know that girl. I just learned something new right now. Let me show you this one. Cause baby, it make people go into crazy. Okay, can y'all see that?
When they say gaslighting, also
coercive control, historically referred to extreme psychological manipulation to commit an individual to a psychiatric institution or cause mental illness with the intent to brainwash. Who does that?
But I mean, they probably it just probably can be taken that far. Like some people, shit. A lot of men, shit. Anytime a man had you going, or I'm not gonna say man or woman. Shit, how many people kill themselves or drive off of cliffs over a nigga? You know that and gaslighted they ass to the point where they really then lost their damn mind.
That's crazy. True. Man, I mean, and then we were
in a lot of situations, men have, or I hate to just keep saying men, but just from what I know, have really, you know how they be like, that nigga drove that bitch crazy. Literally.
Right.
Talking about now, that's gaslighting. That is finest.
I never wanted her in the first place.
Exactly. But some people mess with your mental so bad. And like you just said, Tamika, the person ends up wanting that part that they seen, that nice glimpse of it, but then they realize that was never it, and they has to be going crazy.
Girl, it took me 9 years to figure it out. But that's why I want to bring up the cycle of abuse, because in a cycle of abuse, and I'm not gonna say that it's the circle of abuse. Let me see. Let me stop sharing this screen. Hold on. There's this part called the honeymoon stage. So after you go through all this stuff, right? You go through you go through coercion and threats, intimidation, emotional abuse, isolation, minimizing, denying and blaming, using children, using male privilege. You go through all this, right? This is for power and control. You go through all this, but then after you feel like a little lost puppy, cold or something wet, lost puppy, then they come. Y'all remember that scene in Baby Boy where
yeah, honey,
where he hit old girl, and then he went down on her and gave her the best sex of her life, and she talked because she was like, I hate you, and then after a while he was like, oh, I love you. I mean, she was like, I love you. Let me see if I can find that scene. But that's what it's.
What part? Which part did you say on Baby Boy where she was crying?
After they came from the abortion clinic. And wait, was it after the abortion clinic? No, it was after he accidentally hit her.
Yeah.
Because he socked him in the face or something. He socked her back. And then that's what happened.
Then after he hit her and busted her eye, then he started going down on her and stuff like that. That's that honeymoon phase. Because after you get abused, and then they try to be like, okay, well, let me try to swindle her back in, type thing.
Well, I didn't know you was getting abused at the honeymoon.
Right.
No. I thought honeymoon was all happiness.
No. I'm saying the honeymoon stage happens after the abuse.
Well, to me, the abuse, I mean, well, I don't know about what the stages or whatever, but what I do know is that a lot of times women get so used to that they don't know how to be with a man without that. Like that's the way they get attention from a man, is by forcing a man to abuse them, and then when it's time to make up, that's what they like. I didn't see women turn non-abusive men into abusive men just because of that. They used to being abused.
But you know what? In this world, there's so many forms of manipulation to where you can't pin nothing or tag it or whatever. It is how it is, and then that just becomes your experience of what happened to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And that all depends on your perspective of a relationship and how you deal with relationships.
Yeah.
That depends on like all the shit you talking about. A person like me with my personality, I don't fall for shit like that.
Right. So it's like I said, there's so many because, like I said, we went through gaslighting, love bomb, exploiting insecurities, isolation, withholding, comparing, flattery. Flattery goes back to love bombing, passive aggressive behavior, implicit threats, lying. Oh, this one, the silent treatment.
That's the best manipulation in the world.
No, that's my golden go-to.
Yeah.
That right there is, I hate that.
No, I love
hate
it.
that. I hate the silent treatment because I feel like if you have a problem or whatever, then let's talk about it.
But we should talk about it, but there's a time and a place. Like just because a problem occurs right now don't mean we have to talk about it right now. No matter how your feelings are, what you feel, you need to suppress that shit until we can put this conversation into perspective. Because if something happened and we just react off of emotion, that's not good either. So a lot of the times I'll just be quiet. I just don't want to talk about it until I can process it.
That's
I don't want to say the wrong shit.
That's fine, but like, it's some people, and I know specifically one person that does this all the time to me. I'm gonna say my husband does this shit, and it pisses me off.
Because he probably doesn't want to argue.
No, it's not that he don't want to argue. Oh well, maybe because this is what he does, right? I think it's so cute, but it's not cute, but it's cute to me. It's when he'll do something or whatever, and I go, I tell him how I feel or whatever, right? And I give him this whole dialogue, and he'll just sit there like and don't say
nothing. No, I get it. No, I go crazy. I mean, I don't go crazy, but I hate that.
And then the next day, he'll be like, I'm ready for you now. And then he started talking about it. I said, wasn't that yesterday?
Oh, well, see, maybe he was processing it. Maybe it wasn't a good time for him to talk about it.
I'll be like, are we talking about this now? I thought we already was over this now. Now you're talking about, oh, you ready for me now? I'm over it at the point that you're ready for me.
Okay.
So that's when communication never get across. How are you over it?
Well, I get over things really fast. Once I say what I gotta say, and you say what you have to say, then I give you the opportunity. If you have to fix something, then now you need to fix it because you heard what I said already. You need to fix that. So now I got to give you the opportunity to fix it by your actions. I can't just accept you saying, "Oh, I'm sorry." No, the best apology is a changed behavior.
Right.
So that's how I go. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, we just left T. Lachey out the conversation. T. Lachey?
No, she got us on mute right now. She must have been doing something.
Hello?
Yeah.
T. Lachey? Is she there?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. No, I was saying how you had me muted because my background was giving a lot of feedback. But no, I'm actually, I was just listening, but I would like to say this, though. When it comes to a lot of anything, have you ever heard the saying, the way we do anything is the way we do everything? And you also can't do what you don't know. You can't use what you don't have. So it goes to mindset. If I was the type of person that wanted a man to do this, do that, do this, do that, if I don't walk within me in a certain way, why would I expect something that I don't even use or carry myself? A lot of people want to be treated better than what they're willing to give. They'll
Amen
expect
to
things
that.
of you that they wouldn't do themselves, when you're not even supposed to expect anything from anybody. It goes back to everything is earned and not given. Um, this is not about the young lady that spoke about the roses on a date. This was actually a friend of mine. She said that a man is supposed to give her flowers. I said, no, he's not, because he will give them to you based upon how you make him feel. He don't owe you that. That is something that is earned. A man does things for how a woman makes him feel.
And that's true. And I agree with that 100%. I'll let you look
Me
at
too.
a man. You deserve flowers, but a man doesn't owe you anything. And you only deserve it depending upon how he feels.
Let me
Right.
introduce the Big Hister to the panel. Welcome. Have you been watching?
Yeah, I've been watching.
Do you have anything to say on the content so far?
I mean, you guys are touching down on a lot of bases, but it kind of seems a little one-sided because men, I believe, also get love bombed, and I've been love bombed myself in the past, and it seems like that's really what the problem is in relationships. We coming in expecting something because it might have been displayed to us, but that's really not what's going on, and then it ends up turning into some type of contentment during the relationship, which causes it to be over with.
Mm.
We need to be honest with each other from Jump Street about what we're, willing to give and not give in these relationships. Because just because you got boundaries or standards doesn't make them wrong. They just not may not be right for that person, and we got to learn to open up to that.
I agree 100%. One thing that I always say, and it's touching on what Tila Shay had said previously, it's okay to have standards, but don't expect anything. You can't expect a person to do anything, but you should have your standards and your boundaries. What do you think about that?
I mean, off the top, if you set them from Jump Street instead of ignoring them, that if you're upfront, then you can't lose. You know what I'm saying? Because you're giving the person the option to choose whether they want to be involved with that or not. And they should give you that same option. We don't give each other those options. We come in trying to put our best foot forward, our so-called representative, because we're trying to get in. But in the process of getting in, we're not really being true to ourselves. We're just trying to do things that appeals to that person, what we think appeals to that person.
Um,
And
have you ever been gaslit before?
yeah, I'm sure I have, because I've been in relationships that failed, and I played my role and they played their role. So yeah, I think everybody goes through that because once again, we're not establishing the guidelines and boundaries at the beginning of the relationship. We coming in with the old UQ type thing, and we focused on looks, and we're not really focused on character and substance. And so once you get past, once the like you said, the honeymoon stage plays out, then what are we left with? A bunch of resentment, a bunch of bullshit, a bunch of disrespect, and it just makes for a whole bunch of turmoil.
Have you ever loved bomb someone? This is for the whole panel to answer.
For me, I'm gonna say no because I like being in love. And so I come into the situation giving my all in essence. I don't come in with the fake shit because it's just not, I don't need to. I don't need to tell somebody some lies to get in their draw because I'm not lacking for pussy. And I think that's for as far as men go. Men coming in doing that, it's out of two things. They either trying to get some type of control over the woman or they lying to get the pussy. And I don't need to do neither one because I'm cool and confident within myself.
Tila Shay?
Um, no, I haven't, but I would like to say something to what he said because it reminds me of once upon a time myself. You have to be careful with your honesty. It's the same way when um those who aren't aware, when we meet people, we don't realize we're giving them a menu. And your honesty can be the menu to the woman to know what and what not to do, just like a woman gives that menu to a man to say, oh, now I know who to be for how long and who not to be. So your honesty can bite you. Be very careful. Give and take. Don't give her anything she doesn't give you.
Okay, I hear you. What you think about that, Hista?
Well, for me, I look at, I understand that perspective that she has, but for me, I'm a little different. I'm honest because my mind state is like this. I don't lie because I feel like you ain't gonna whoop my ass. Now, I have had older men, gentlemen that I've been in conversation with who have told me that every truth ain't to be told, but that's my character. I'm like, you either gonna accept it or you're not. You're not gonna whoop my ass. I'm not gonna hold back who I am. What you see is what you get with me. And if you can't deal with that, then you ain't for me.
And I
Okay.
respect that. And sorry, Mika, real quick. And I respect that. But just if you would, you say you understand the perspective,
Yeah.
but if that's always been you, has that ever not failed you?
I don't believe that it's failed me because I just feel like honesty and truth is gonna always prevail, no matter what, and who's involved with it. That's just how I feel about it. The truth is always going to prevail, whether you can accept it or not. And if you can't accept it, then that's a problem in itself, because that means then you're not being honest with yourself and those around you.
Right, and I agree with you 100% because, like, I talked and discussed different things with different people that I respect their opinion about relationship stuff, just to get their opinion or see, because I'm a self reflector, and I feel like if I'm overreacting about something, I that's why I have friends like C that's gonna give me the hard, unadulterated truth, because I need somebody to tell me if I'm overreacting on a certain situation. However, I have to be true to myself. So I'm not always gonna I don't like manipulating nobody. I don't like playing no games. I don't like I'm not gonna waste my time going to go search for a person, look for a person, go to their house, see what they're doing, sneak around, go to their phone. I don't do none of those things. I just like to be my authentic self. And I feel like their actions will show me who they are. I don't need to find out, if he's cheating or not. I don't need to look for those things. I just know, all I know is how you treat me, right? That's my biggest concern. So if they treat me a certain way, then it's hard for me to just head for the hills. So I think me being my authentic self is the best way for me to find true love. Now, if a person want to try to take advantage of that and use it and try to say, oh, this, and that, oh, well, as long as I'm true to me, you feel what I'm saying? Michael Everett. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't even drop the link inside the chat. Let me drop that link first. I'm sorry, because I'm like, why is he still link for you, brother? Hold on. But see what you think about
He
it.
said he had a stalker for 7 years.
Yeah, he did.
I wonder what that feel like.
Oh God, it's crazy to have a stalker. Let me drop the link to Mike so he can come on in here because I forgot to drop it, and then we can go from there. I do got people mics on mute, so just so y'all aware, y'all mics is on mute because of the background noise. And if you want to get back unmuted, just unmute your mic when you want to jump in. Okay, I sent the link, Mike, if you want to come up on the stage, brother.
Mhm.
Oh, I thought Yaya was going to say something. Okay.
I was. Hold on. Sorry, the phone got me. But look, I just wanted to say I agree with what's his name, Hitson.
Mm-hmm.
100%. I always grew up, you know how that saying was done in the dark is gonna come to the light, and I truly
Yes.
believe that. It don't matter whatever you do, it's gonna come out anyway. So why play the games? It's gonna create a lot of unnecessary drama. You gonna break up with the person anyway if they not for you. So you might as well just tell them who you are from the beginning. And that's my take on it.
Okay. Um. See.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go back to this though. We were talking last night because me and C was debating, me, C, and Yaya was debating last night about the difference between um the difference between
Manipulation,
no,
kindness.
taking a weakness for kindness versus
Oh yeah,
it's
kindness for weakness.
intelligence.
And what else?
It's on your intelligence. Okay, I want to welcome Mike to the stage. Mike, go on and chime in what you was talking about earlier.
Oh, how you doing? Oh, yeah, I heard you ask about the stalker. Yeah, I had one for almost 10 years, but going on, it was closer to 7 years. Um, One of the wildest rides in my life, and it's pretty much exactly what y'all talking about. But I dealt with that, what I'm saying, as a male. Just like, what I'm saying, we really do deal with that type of, what I'm saying, that type of manipulation when it comes to certain females. For some reason, they are geared towards being in a codependent relationship, and they can't understand that it's supposed to be a union. What I'm saying, y'all supposed to be working together. With this particular situation, um, man, it was just a crazy wild ride. A relationship I should have never got involved with to begin with. Started off with it. This was back in my young and dumb days. I pretty much got involved with a female who was in a relationship, and she ended up, what I'm saying, leaving her boyfriend for me. Then I realized, about a year after dating, the reason why he didn't even put up a fight for her. And so when things started, saying, to take a turn, I tried to separate myself from it. And it was just so toxic, man. Like, she, man, she did so much to try to gain control over my life, like trying to manipulate me into, what I'm saying, feeling bad about not spending time with her. It got to the point where I was spending about 16 hours, what I'm saying, a day just with her on my time off, what I'm saying, no matter what. I didn't have any free time to myself whatsoever. I couldn't
Was
do
you low key
anything.
love bombing her though?
No, no. I said that it was a situation. I said it was a situation I should have never got involved with, because I said she was dating somebody else at the time. And I said I was in my young and dumb days, and I didn't care. And so I ended up getting involved with her while I knowing that she was with somebody else. And it just, it was just a bad situation all around. She was like extremely manipulative, and like she tried to take control over every aspect of my existence. She tried to control where I worked at. It even got to the point where when she couldn't get me to quit my job, she got a job working at the same place that I did. And she was so toxic that my manager brought me into the office and told me straight up, he was like, hey, we're either going to have to fire your girlfriend, or we're going to have to get rid of both of y'all.
Oh, I know you told them to fire her, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
Of
common sense.
course, I said that, but I didn't let her know that on the ride home. She just pissed. Oh, they fired me. You need to quit. You need to quit working up there and all that. It's like she was just so controlling. One day when we were at work together, I can't even remember what the argument started over. She was just one of those people that always tried to, what I'm saying, do that. You know what I'm saying? She was so combative when it comes to being controlling. So one day we was at work. She decided that we were getting ready to leave. She ended up getting in the car before I did. And as I'm walking around to the other side, I already had my keys in the ignition because I was just showing up to pick her up real quick. So she catches an attitude with me as I'm walking around the other side of the car, because of course, you know, I'm being a gentleman, let her in. And I'm walking around the other side of the car. She starts to roll up the windows on me and lock the door and lock me out the car. So I had to force my hand into the window. You know what I'm saying, to keep her from locking me out of my own car.
Oh wow.
And it was just so much. It was another time where I had just bought a new phone, spent like $400 on this phone, and we was over her house, and can't even remember what that argument was about. She flips out again, and there was a small little pond on the back end of her house. And so she grabs my phone, my brand new phone. She knew I had just got this phone like that day. She grabs my phone, runs to the pond, and starts talking about how she's going to throw my phone into the pond. And so at that point, I just had enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if you throw my phone into the pond, I'm tossing your ass in there with it.
Oh, wow.
And she gives me this look like, and she was a white female, and we were pretty much on the white side of town. And, you know, me being black, you know, I know what's going to happen if I end up with a domestic dispute with a white female, but I had enough at that point. So I'm like, I'm going to toss you in the fucking pond in front of all your neighbors. And I'm probably going to be pissed off enough to drown your sorry ass.
Okay, real fast. Let me introduce the OG homie, Hebrew Consciousness, Melanin God to the show.
Yo, peace, family.
How
y'all?
You doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm just observing right now.
Okay.
I realize the nucleus of what we about to build is gonna be explosive.
Right.
So I'm sitting back right now. I'm sitting back right now and just observing.
Oh, okay. Good. Because I was watching our a show that we did the other day. It was a real good show. I said, let me advertise this show. But thank you for joining us, Hero. Now I got a question for everybody on the panel. Have you ever been toxic? Like busting somebody's windows, slash some tires, something crazy like that, or stalkerish? Be honest.
Have it happened to me, or have I done it to somebody else?
Have you done it to someone else?
No.
Well, I can tell you, I can show you all my toxic moment. You can find it all over the news. I'm not one to hide from anyone. Hell, man, my ex-wife, we made national news. I nearly killed a man in Walmart with my bare hands.
Why?
It was over her toxic shit. I was young. I was dumber. You know, I wasn't enlightened as what I am right now. But what I will say is that our brother had it coming. You could, in fact, I saw the news clip on in our back chat. But yeah, I whooped that boy with my bare hands, man, and then it was like blood from owl to owl. They was trying to give me 10 years for that shit. Let me just say this. Could I handle that situation differently? Absolutely. If I had to do it all over again, would I did it? Absolutely.
Okay.
I would have did the same thing.
Wow. What about you, Hister? Have you ever did anything toxic?
Most definitely. First off, I'm a Gemini, so playing with me gonna get tenfold.
We already know the problems that come with that, don't we? See,
He's a Gemini.
You're gonna get it tenfold fucking with me. So yeah, I done it all, man. I done lit cars on fire. I done broke in houses and shit and threw away all their clothes. I've done all that type of shit.
Oh, you toxic. That's before. I thought my story
Oh,
was gonna be crazy.
he just learned this
Yeah.
calm stuff he got going.
Yeah, I
He
came in
just like
cribs too,
this.
but I came in cribs before too. I say that,
I mean, I feel like I had a legit reason. The clothing thing was it was going to be my daughter's first Christmas alive, and instead of her allowing me to see my daughter, she took my daughter to her parents' house and celebrated Christmas with them. So that right there, that set me off. I went and broke in the house, stole all the clothes, threw them fuckers away.
Wait, you couldn't go to the parents' house?
It wasn't about going to the parents' house. We got a newborn baby, and she should be spending it with her parents, not being taken off to somebody else's house. That was like an hour away. It was like an hour drive. You know what I'm saying? And at the particular time, I didn't want to go to the parents' house. You know what I'm saying? And so, shit, I went there and threw all them. I left her one work uniform hanging on the hangers and threw the rest of that shit away.
Okay,
And,
let me welcome Ronnie Boo. So how you say it? Cinderoni really to the stage? Who just left the stage? Somebody just left it. I think it was C that left the stage. I don't know. But hey, Ronnie, what's going on? Ronnie? Okay, he not saying nothing. Anyways, go ahead, Craig. Do your spiel, brother.
I ain't do nothing toxic. I'm pure. I ain't like y'all's crazy. You know what? Hold up. Maybe this would count as toxic, right?
oh, okay. Rewind that shit then.
Yeah, right. I rewind it. I got multiple issues and fights behind women and they bitch ass niggas. You see what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe I rubbed the woman the wrong way or something like that, but they would sick they nigga after me, right? And I got into one confrontation with this girl. I did not know she had a dude. I did not. And this is why a little bit sometimes I feel like when girls say I'm single, that's a goddamn lie. Ain't no woman ever single. You know what I'm saying? She got some nigga creeping, lurking, stalking somewhere. You just don't see the nigga till he make himself known. You find him. But anyway, long story short, this dude finds me. You see what I'm saying? And I'm fighting the nigga and all this bullshit and stuff like that. And I call her, who the fuck is Reggie? You know what I'm saying? Said, what you mean? No, this nigga Reggie who just knocked me upside the head, my fucking size 13 is on his goddamn head. Who is Reggie? You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, the girl pretty much in a lot of ways put my name in this head because, I got shit, right? The girl put this man at me, right, to where he wanted to find me out of jealousy and shit like that, and he wanted to scare me off for the girl and stuff like that. When it came down to it, not only did it somewhat kind of break me in two, but it made me understand and realize that this girl lied to me and put me in a situation where my life could have been in jeopardy. So I just had to let her go. You see what I'm saying? And I guess in a lot of ways you could say I was traumatized and I was somewhat kind of on edge because when women do things like that, at the end of the day, they don't really necessarily care about you. They don't care about your life. They think you a toy. They think they can just put this one dude try hard or something like that. I don't know. But, that's one situation I've been in. The other situation is I've been in a situation where I went over my homeboy house, right? He had a party for his girl and I was invited. And he was trying to hook me up with his stepdaughter, right? And she liked me. And I was somewhat kind of shy.
Yeah, I'm having technical difficulties. I can't
I'm
hear
sorry,
anything.
Ronnie. Hold on. Let him get his spill out. Then we're gonna let you rock out, okay, brother? We can hear you now. Go ahead, Craig.
What's up, Ronnie?
I believe it's my
shit.
Wherever you are, if you can get into one stable place and then jump on, that'll be great. And let me just do a little advertisement real quick because tomorrow night we have a Freaky Friday. We're going to be talking about all the explicit stuff. We're going to have the homie DMG on the panel. We're going to get it turned up. So I want y'all to get y'all drinks ready and turn up tomorrow night. So just be ready for that one. Go ahead, Craig. Finish your spiel.
But y'all wild. I ain't gonna be here for no Freaky Friday, but check this out though.
You better be here, Craig. What are you talking about?
I'm good. Y'all got it.
What's
Oh, so
good?
you
What's
don't,
good?
because you scared,
I
you
would Craig.
scared.
I do got an engagement tomorrow though. I do with my queen. We going out.
I know my
We're
limit.
going to Detroit. We're going to the city.
But check this out though. This the thing though. So the girl liked me, I liked her, but I wasn't responding to her like the way she wanted, right? So what's the girl did? I ain't all good. I ain't tall, so I ain't over 5. I'm like 5'8", same height as Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? So what the girl did in order to get me to react, she called a big old ass ex. The nigga was like 6'4" or something like that. And she was like my height too, but she was trying to make me jealous by calling her ex. You see what I'm saying? And
That's called comparing. That's back to the comparing of the oh God, what
Shit, that
happened
shit
to my
called a
damn
setup.
relationship?
yeah,
That's the comparing manipulation tactic. But let me give Ronnie a chance to get in real quick. Ronnie, what's going on with you, babe?
What's
go
good?
ahead,
What's
man.
good? Salute to the show. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody on the panel, man. I don't know the topic. I just hit the link. What's going on?
We were talking about relationship manipulation, such as gaslighting, love bombing,
Oh man,
comparing,
it's sad. Yeah.
passive
That's
aggressive.
how. Yes, it's sad. I mean, if that's what you're talking about, I mean, yeah, you hit it on the head because, like, that's all you got right now is a whole lot of manipulation and a lot of fear factor, a lot of scare tactics. You know what I'm saying? And you got a lot of people who taking this social media, on a different spectrum of life. They in another dimension with it, and so they living out what they seeing on these memes and what they, what I mean, they doing that. You got old people acting young, you got young people acting old. I mean, it's a lot of confusion. You got men acting like women acting like it's a lot of confusion. But as far as relationships, you gotta always really speak on who's the real manipulator. If a woman 4'5" and the man is 6'10", and he doing everything she's saying, who really manipulating who?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly.
And that goes back to what
Right.
history was saying about being honest and being an honest person, because a person could love bomb you, right? Because I'm the type of person, I might love bomb you, but my intentions are pure, right? Because I just love, like Hister was saying. I wear my heart on my sleeve. So if I feel like the connection feel real and it's some chemistry and it's a natural connection, I'm gonna just go with the flow of everything. And if it's being reciprocated, then I'm gonna just deal with that. Ronnie fell off again. Come back in when you can. But I feel what he was saying, right? But I want to talk about the time I was being toxic. Wait a minute. Let me get Ronnie to finish what he was saying.
Yeah,
Right.
my bad. My signal might kick me off and on, but I'm coming right back though. But all I was just saying was that in this day and time, it's a whole lot of manipulating going on because everybody trying to get this picture perfect relationship, and then when they realize, like, if you ain't doing such and such and such, you ain't gonna be able to look like such and such and such. You know what I'm saying? It's a cost to pay to do with, to do it like the Huxtables and shit. You know what I mean? Or the the Kardashians or whatever. Whatever you looking at, a lot of these people getting caught up in these stigmas. You know what I'm saying? They get caught up in these stigmas instead of trying to put the work in themselves.
Right, I agree 100%.
Right.
You just hit the nail on the
Yes,
head.
he did. Yes,
But I
he
gotta
did.
ask Big Hister, what the heck you over there cooking? I want some.
Look like some tacos or something. He was
What you
great
making over there, Hister? Yo, Mike muted. Let me unmute your mic. We want to know what you over there cooking.
Honestly, I've been on them state-sponsored vacations, so I got some tater tots going, and I'm gonna put some cheese and some taco meat on it and do my shit with it, man.
Oh, that's that. You making you a spread, huh?
A little something like that.
Ain't that called cheesy tots?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah,
cheese
that's
and
not
taco meat. Yep.
That's different.
Okay. You get me?
I'm gonna have to take you. I'm about to steal your recipe, brother.
I know, right?
Hey,
Put some tomatoes and some avocados on top of that thing.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, got that good old taco meat, Out there, cheese. I'm waiting for them tater tots to be finished. It's on.
Sounds like a meal.
That's a whole meal.
Okay.
This it was
Oreo ice cream to get me going. Because when I eat chocolate, it make me want all this stuff. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I made me a banana split the other day. It ain't nothing like your own banana split or your own salad. Just making your own food.
Yeah.
Hold up. What's wrong with you, Mika? You didn't ask. You said I gotta steal. You should have asked the brother. But you always
I'm already taking it. I'd already told him I'm taking that.
That's wrong. And you know what I'm saying?
At least I was straightforward with it.
Still,
that's how I do. That's how I do. But we got somebody else. Ronnie again. No, this Hero. His device not connected. But I want to thank everybody for joining the panel. I'm just appreciative of everyone, and we want everybody to understand these manipulation tactics. But let me talk about the time I was toxic real quick. I was in my 20s. I might have been 25, and I was dealing with this dude, right, who shall remain nameless. And he invited me over to his place, right? And we were supposed to link up. He was one of those guys that you just did everything freaky with type thing. So my freaky link. So we had our time, I was getting off of work. He said, he hit me up right before I got off of work. Well, I guess he must have had some unexpected visitor. Because when I got there, it was a car parked in his driveway, right? So I'm knocking on the door. I'm like, what's going on? I don't know who car it is. He don't answer the door. So, them big old boulders that they use to decorate the yards and stuff? I picked up one of them boulders and threw it in the windshield of the car.
Just for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was real toxic.
Yeah. The girl, it was a female. It was a female's car. Come to find out, because the girl, he tried to play both sides, right? He tried to make it seem like he gonna help her find the assailant. So he kind of gave her some of my information or whatever. So the girl started calling me. But then when it came down, because they was trying to press charges on me for this shit, right? But when it came down to press charges, he started backpedaling because he didn't want nothing to happen to me. But it was just some weird stuff. And I did that. I sure did, and did not give two fucks at the time.
I mean, you still don't.
Huh?
No, you still don't give two fucks. I'm sorry about it for doing that. All because you couldn't get no dick. You gonna throw a boulder at the girl.
No, it's the fact that he invited me over there and then didn't want to answer the door. Didn't want to no, she popped up on him, obviously.
But that could have been cousin.
No, it wasn't his cousin. I knew better. I knew about him because it's a person that stayed next door to him that I knew that was kind of like family, and she was giving me all the tea.
Oh, you gonna what if
so
she was,
I knew.
What if she was
everybody that went over there?
What if she was jealous? You was getting kicked down, and she's, I'm gonna fuck this shit up. I'm waiting till this motherfucking cousin come over, like that, and tell Mika. What if that happened, Mika?
Nah, she had my back. She still got my back to this day. Nah, it wasn't nothing like that.
So Mika,
real
quick. So we go back to, because a lot of times women like to try to always blame men, and in that situation, you're blaming the man because you took your anger out on whoever's car that was, right? But at the same time, you admitted that you knew his character and you still fucking with him.
No, I wasn't still after that.
You just said the neighbor was giving you all the game.
Yeah, she gave me the game. That's how I found out.
Still fucking with him. So why you gonna get mad when you pull up and he's distributing the character you already knew about?
Wait, pause. So wait a minute, hold on, pause real quick. So that's how I found out who it was, right? And so apparently this girl he had been trying to get away from or whatever. So when it happened that night, I hit her up like, hey, did you see anything? Before I threw the boulder. And she was like, yeah, some girl just pulled up, whoop whoop whoop, and you know, telling me what was going down. So that's how I knew it was another female. And he could have shot me a text message or something, say, hey, don't come through here, it's not a good time, or something, you know what I mean?
Or you could have just said, I ain't finna go over there. Why I gotta be on him? Why you
No.
I'm not going.
Because he literally, like, when I got off of work, like, this was in Texas. I lived in Texas. So at the time, I had just got off of work. He hit me up. He knew what time I got off of work. He hit me up like, hey, come through. I'm like, well, I just got off of work, need to take a shower. This is that. He like, you could take a shower over here, blah, blah, blah. So to get to his house, I had to go up like, because it's Texas, so I got to go up this like dirt road. It's nighttime. I get off like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. It's dark as hell. I'm already scared just driving up this motherfucker. Then and then when you're going up there, it ain't no service or whatever. But then when I get there, the car is there, and I knocked on the door, right? He don't answer. So then I called the girl that lived next door, like, hey, I'm trying to get in touch with so-and-so. Do you know anything? She like, yeah, she pulled up, blah, 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 earlier, whatever, right? So I'm calling his phone. You know, I'm calling his phone like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So then he never returned to things. So I threw that boulder in there. Now, was I right for that? No. I was in my feelings.
But Mika, hold on. I need to ask you this. Were you more mad at her or him because you couldn't get no dick that night?
I was mad because of that. It wasn't just the D. I wanted some oil. I wanted some D. I wanted all of it. And that's what he was telling me on the phone. Like, I'm finna.
That's what got the boulder through the window.
So
yeah, I was about to be coming all night, and then now I can't come all night because this bitch done popped up. Fuck this bitch. Bow. That's what I was thinking.
Damn. So most people can't pick up no goddamn boulder. Like, there ain't no man I know can pick up a goddamn boulder.
I was struggling with that motherfucker, but I eventually picked it up.
So motherfucker get super strength.
So woman's scorn and your horniness transform into
the power.
I mean, yeah, I was wrong for that 100%.
That boulder weighed probably about a good motherfucking goddamn 295 pounds.
It was bigger than me because at that time I was only 120 pounds, so I was struggling with that motherfucker, and I was trying to think about it. While I was trying to get it, but by the time I thought about it, the boulder was already through her windshield.
So your emotions just took control of you, and that strength that you didn't know that you had, that black women have, came out and just threw the boulder at the goddamn girl.
Yeah, it was facing felony charges after that, but nothing never happened. The dude protected me from it. I didn't mess with him no more after that. But he kept trying, you know, and shortly after that, that's when I came back to Cali. So I didn't mess with him no more after that. It was just too much toxicity with that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, don't downgrade the system because I trained down tonight like 150, 150. I'm gonna fight at one. No heavier than 156, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna fight. And I'm gonna get one more fight in. It's gonna be a good payday.
You a featherweight?
Huh?
You're a featherweight?
Man, I'm a super featherweight.
Super feather. Okay.
Naturally, and I have plenty of professional fights. I want one more before I'm done. I'll be 45
what kind of fighting
in November.
Do you do?
Huh?
What kind of fighting do you do?
Well, I just box.
Okay.
You on YouTube?
In the boxing.
You on YouTube?
Yeah, well, actually, that's the videos I want to get right now, like the videos they have of me.
I seen one nigga just get knocked out. That wasn't you, was it?
Oh hell no, bro.
One
Yeah.
nigga got his whole goddamn head knocked off. That wasn't
Nah,
you, was it?
me. I'm a counter puncher, bruh. Like I like people to think they gonna get their shit off, and I let them get it. I let them get
Man,
their
I just
swings
seen
off.
this
I
nigga get his
counter
ass
punch,
beat so
bruh.
bad, man. I hope that wasn't you, man.
Hey,
No,
but
it ain't me.
I want to tell y'all
Ain't
this
me.
though. I want to tell y'all this, right? So Mika, I can't piss you off. You'll get mad at boulders at people and shit.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me just mute everybody mic real quick because it's a little feedback and it really be irritating me when the sound ain't crisp. Go on, brother. What you got to say? And if you piss me off, you know I'm gonna go off.
I know you're gonna throw a boulder at me. That's why I ain't gonna goddamn boulder at me. But I just want to say this. Hey, yo, I'm glad everybody came through tonight on Mika's show. You know what I'm saying? We have a real special show we trying to kick off called Why Are Black Women So Loud? Now, check this out, right? We have two.
Craig, you didn't wait a minute. Craig done left off
today, right?
Shit,
But
it's either the rock or the mouth, nigga. Which one you want?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. No, we're not gonna discuss it here.
Hold up.
You want the boulder or you want the mouth, nigga?
Well, I'm gonna tell you
I want to get on that bill too.
Check this out. With the show, with the Why Black Women So Loud, we're gonna have some of these conversations and stuff like this, some of these real cold, hard conversations. I'm bringing some ladies through, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna have the ladies when they talk about why they're so loud and why they have to be loud. Then we're gonna have the men, and possibly if it goes pretty good, because we're in partnership with another platform, we might have a part 3 where we put the ladies on one side and we put the men on one side, and they have the conversation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That might be something that the finale might be on a Friday or whatever. It might be on Fridays. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But
hey, that might be cool.
Yeah,
that might be awesome, bro. But bro, listen to me. I don't want to steal what you're saying or steal your time. I just know I gotta get off of here, and I want to let you know. I want that debate with Kofi and his little minion.
Oh, I'm on that one. We working on that one.
Yeah, his little minion. I want to beat his ass first, and I'm gonna fuck Kofi up after that.
First,
right?
I gotta do the interview for Kofi. So just hold on for that, and then
I get them boxing highlights, nigga. We want to see what's going on, man.
And one more thing too, I want to link Ronnie Boo up with Craig because Ronnie Boo got a platform that's on fire too. I do want y'all to link up. I'm gonna send y'all each other info so y'all can link up because Craig is like the content producer. So I want you guys to link up so we can keep it going and have this community economics thing going on.
I mean,
let me just say this to y'all, man. Scientifically, Kofi can't fuck with me, and I'm gonna
right now, Hero.
Hey, who is Kofi?
I'm just saying, I'm gonna humble that boy.
Nobody
I'm gonna humble that boy.
Nobody
Watch that.
Me and Mika, but I'm gonna get it set up. I gotta catch him when he's free. But I try to be a content creator, but Mika sometimes bulldoze me over. So you know,
right.
I'm a drill sergeant. I like to get this content now. I ain't trying to play no games. I'm trying to make moves. It's the only thing you can do is do.
I'm gonna tell you something though about that though. It's like this though. If you ain't gonna do it right, don't do it though. You know what I'm saying?
Man, don't even do it at all. Don't even do it at all.
If you ain't gonna do that shit right, don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly, and it's gonna get done right as
always.
Don't
embarrass yourself out here.
But here's the thing, y'all. I want y'all to give y'all final thoughts on this relationship manipulation thing.
Oh yeah.
We hitting the 2-hour mark. So I'm gonna start with T. Lachey. T. Lachey, what's your final thoughts? Is she there?
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I would just first like to say that honesty is always the best policy. But the reason why I said sometimes too much honesty in the beginning, it can eventually get used against you or turned against you to the point where it's now a downfall. I'm not ever believing that anyone should not come to the table who they are, but give it as you get it, because giving too much can get just that. And as far as my overall opinion is, we are responsible for what happens to us. We take us wherever we go. And I feel like if your mindset is not aware of gain, that still falls on you. It's just unfortunate. But hey, if you don't know, you just don't know. Don't make it right. But I'm just saying it's your own fault.
Mhm. Okay, thank you for that, sis. Mike, you might need to come back and do your last final thoughts, but let's go. Oh, Mike, you right there. Mike, what's your final thoughts?
Oh, I actually agree with what you would say. You know what I'm saying, about being honest in relationships. Me as a single male, you know what I'm saying, I'm in my 40s. I've enjoyed my life when it comes to stuff like that. And to me, that is the best way to deal with relationships on any end. You know what I'm saying? If you come to the table just as you are, you know what I'm saying, they either can take it as it is, or you know what I'm saying, they can move on to the next one. But you know what I'm saying, pretty much if you give, you know what I'm saying, too much of yourself, just like she was talking about, that's how I ended up with a stalker. You know what I'm saying? I gave too much of myself to somebody who was willing to take too much. You know what I'm saying? And she got to the point where she was so hooked on that type of affection that she wasn't willing to let it go. And that's pretty much where all my, you know what I'm saying, all my trouble starts. So yeah, you know what I'm saying, be honest, be yourself. But if you end up in a relationship with somebody that's manipulative, they're going to take everything that you got. They're going to try to drain you of everything that you have, your emotions, your finances, everything. So, you know what I'm saying, always be cautious, you know what I'm saying, about giving up too much of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to protect yourself in the long run.
All right. Hester, final thoughts, brother. Oh, let me unmute your mic. Can you unmute it yourself, or you want me to do it? And I'll do it. Where you at? I gotta look at this thing. And also let them know your TikTok and everything. I'm gonna introduce Mike and everybody else's platform, but just introduce your platform also. But what's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is accountability. People only get away with what we allow them to get away with. Look at it like this. If you got an enemy out there, you always got your eye on the enemy. You don't let him get close to you. You don't share personal information that he can use against you. You always on point for the enemy. So you're responsible for how that enemy treats you and what he does to you. Well, you got to do the same thing in a relationship. You're responsible for what they do to you or continue to do to you. We all see red flags and ignore them. Every relationship I've been in, I've saw red flags, but I ignored them. And you can't, because that person is showing you their real character. So we got to stop complaining about what somebody is doing to us and take accountability and know when to walk away, when to shut that shit down. And that's where boundaries come in. Be accountable for you. You don't have to worry about getting played. It's just that damn simple, keeping it 100.
100. Amen, brother.
All right, that's it.
You guys follow his. If you guys have a TikTok, follow his. It's the hit. What is it called again? Hista Man.
No, my Instagram is Big Hitster. But my TikTok and my Facebook, they made me use my government name, which is Theron McGuire.
Okay, so you guys follow this brother. He be having some insightful stuff. I follow him on TikTok. I follow him on Facebook. I don't know about Instagram. I'm gonna have to follow you on Instagram now, you know, especially when you be cooking and you be having that you know what you do. Let me stop. I was like, wait, one day this brother was doing a show and I think he had like his shirt off or something. And I couldn't hear nothing he was saying. All I was looking at was the body.
I had on the cooking apron.
You know, I had to download that one. I said, I'm downloading this as a souvenir because, baby, he had the apron on and he was talking. And I was like, wow. So, yeah, he is definitely eye candy lady. So look up the Hista. Yaya, what's your final thoughts here? Wait, let me unmute your mic. Yaya? Okay. We'll come back to her. Ronnie Boo, final thoughts?
Yeah. Final thoughts on this situation is when somebody tell you they ain't shit, believe that. You know what I'm saying? And manifest that in whatever way you can. I know a lot of times in relationships, uh men overlook a lot of mistakes in women, and the whole time she judging every mistake in you and will bring it up, you know what I'm saying, to use against you. um I will say this, guard your energy, guard your life, you know what I'm saying, guard your possessions, because you got people out there who wasn't really raised on love like that, so they'll play on your kindness, they'll play on your willness, and they'll prey on your lack of judgment, towards people, when you should be judging everything they doing. So, always, what I'm saying, this for anybody though, but what I'm saying, always, keep an open eye, and, play things accordingly, because people out here playing for keeps. They ain't really playing for love. They ain't playing for longevity. This shit done turned to a fashion show almost, you know what I'm saying? And it's about, relationships is really business, but people turn it into a spectacle because they not brung up with love like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it take, if you if it takes somebody to understand you, for one. Two, it take for you to have an understanding of yourself. And when you don't, when it's a mismatch, it's gonna show. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere in it, it's gonna show. Whether you can tolerate it for a long time is the question, or whether you can play along with the game. That's the other question.
Okay, so Hero, I want you to come back and see. I need you to come back to do your final thoughts. If not, then I'm finna just close it out. And Yaya, can I'm trying to see if you got a final thought, sis.
Hey, I'm right here. I
Okay.
heard I was away from the phone, but my final thoughts are just watch a person actions. Watch the actions. Don't listen to the words. Don't look at the gifts. Don't I mean, see how a person really feel about you. And don't waste too much time because you only have one life to live. If shit seems funny, get up out of there.
Right, 100%. Um, so I wanted C to do her last bit, but she dropped off somehow. So let me. Is everybody in the classic? What's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is, at the end of the day, man, watch people that always hang themselves.
Wait, hold on. Mute your mic, Ronnie, because I can't mute it.
Check this out, right? Always
watch. My mic been muted.
Hey, but now that's cool on me. Let me say this. Always watch that. Always try to change it up and flip it up. You know what I'm saying? Watch an individual that can never, ever, at the end of the day, keep one shirt on this whole entire time. You know what I'm saying? Watch that individual. Watch a person that always try to blame everyone else except themselves. Identify a narcissist. Watch a person and understand why they have certain problems, and look at yourself and see what the heck you're dealing with before you get into it. Because a lot of people will take you down a rabbit hole that you are unable to get out of, and they'll take a lot of sweat equity, blood, sweat, and tears just to get out of that. Another thing too, Mika's strong as hell. Don't try her. She's very aggressive. And you know about black women lifting boulders and still having all their nails intact. And that's, hey, watch out for that. That's some scary right there at the end of the day. But one thing about it, at the end of the day, everybody, people who can't communicate, people who are delusional about their age, and individuals who refuse to admit when they are wrong are at the end of the day. I'll just leave it to you like.
I'm trying to call C so she can give her final thoughts, so we can just end the thing. But she fell off. She over there being a mom and a wife and everything.
Yeah.
Hey,
hold on, Mika, mute yourself, Mika. Being all hood and shit. That's your problem.
Let me let C get her. What's your final thoughts on the situation? I got you on speaker.
Instant took it right out of my mouth because you're the author of your own destiny. I mean, even though you're in a relationship, you can't let that other person just totally run your whole life. Everybody got to have a personal issue, you know?
Right.
That's what I think.
See, what you cook tonight?
I'm gonna kick your ass, man.
Yeah, she knows she my best friend because she can cook good. Anybody that can cook, I fucks with her. No. Oh, okay. All right, thank you, Sing.
I hope y'all like when we have that show. Why Black Women Are So Loud. I mean, we want the L version too of that. We gotta rename it, but we would see how that one goes. Part 1, Part 2, and hopefully Part 3. Mika will let you know once we're ready to launch it. Gonna launch it with the ladies first. It's gonna be on Paradigm Shift. That's my partner and her partner DMG's channel because we the whole effing show. But I hope you guys can come through, entertain, and I appreciate the new faces coming along and get, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So I want you guys to go to Ronnie Boo. What's your YouTube and your where they can find you at, brother?
Hey, subscribe to Cinderoni Slow Screw YouTube and only Cinderoni. Just type in Cinderoni, something gonna pop up. Subscribe to them channels or whatever, and I subscribe back to y'all as we go along.
All right, thank you for joining us. Also, Big History, I'm gonna have to set up an interview so I can introduce you properly to the platform one of these days. But I want to thank you for coming through, and then I want to say, you guys, boundaries are very important. Always make your boundaries, always use your judgment and logical thoughts, and pay attention to the red flags because the same thing that make you laugh will make you cry. And I'm Mika Wash. This is Shooting the Shit, and we out of here.
Show who you are. Good riddance. Is your kid and bit the forbidden? As it was written, you overbidding. With the heathens, karma is a bitch, so how you living? Pray for my enemies, unforgiving. Cast the pearls on hog moms and chitlin'. If it's too hot, get your ass out the kitchen. Finger licking good, good looking. Stewing in the stew, I'm cooking. You psyched out, paranoid and shookin'. Shook the table, spades I'm booking. Get prepared for this ass whooping. Listen to the words being spoken. You were talking, I'm awake and woken. While I'm spitting this, got your spit, got choking. Era of a glance in my world, eyes shut open. Parallel in my mind, I'm chosen. Reverse the time, heart frozen. Antarctica, cold as ice, casted locks, rolling dice, mean as nails. I'm nothing like they persecuted me like they rejected Christ.